Right. The trick to unit conversions is not panicking. These prefixes are designed so that we can use easy numbers to describe either very, very big numbers or very, very small numbers. So rather than me saying to you, I need 0.000000001 grams of flour, I can just say I need 1 nanogram. That would never happen. To do a conversion, you need to have some things in your head. This table has taken from the specification. So these are the scientific prefixes that you need to know for the exam. Whenever you're asked to do a conversion, it's always handy to use a number that you're familiar with to get your mind into the right mindset. The best one to do is a kilogram. I know that 1 kilogram is equal to 1,000 grams. Now bear in mind that I can write the number 1,000 as 10 to the power of 3, which is why I've included over here standard form. If you ever need to convert a kilogram into a gram, you just know how to turn the number 1 into the number 1,000. Now I draw an arrow at the top to show myself that I'm going from kilogram to gram. And I'm turning the number 1 into the number 1,000 by multiplying by 1,000. If you're ever asked to turn a gram into a kilogram, you just have to do the opposite. I draw an arrow at the bottom. How do I turn the number 1,000 into the number 1? I divide by 10 to the power of 3. And it doesn't matter which unit you're given. You could be asked to turn 1 kilowatt into watts. You could be asked to turn 1 kiloamp into amps. And even if we change the prefix, so even if instead of me asking for a kilogram, I was to ask for something scary like 1 megagram, you follow the same logic. You follow the same principle. All you have to remember is what that mega stands for. So, how many grams in 1 megagram? The mega is given in standard form as 1 times 10 to the 6, 1 million. So how did I turn that 1 kilogram into 1,000 grams? I multiplied it by the kilo prefix, 10 to the power of 3. How do I turn this megagram into grams? I multiply by the mega prefix, or the 10 to the power of 6. If you're asked to turn grams into megagrams, you divide by the standard form, 10 to the power of 6. And it works the other way too. Especially in electricity, we can be asked to use the unit milli. Now a milli is 1,000th of a unit. So if I get given 1 amp, that is equal to how many milliamps? Well, 1 amp is 1,000 milliamps. But this can be a little bit confusing if we're given a milliamp. You can do this one of two ways. You can say that 1 amp is equal to 10 to the power of 3 milliamps, or you can multiply across by 10 to the negative 3. You will get the exact same answer both times. How do I go from 10 to the power of 3 to the number of 1? I divide by 10 to the power of 3. How do I go from the number 1 to the 10 to the power of 3? I multiply by 10 to the power of 3. So if I was asked to convert 2 milliamps into amps, I would draw this out. I would see that to go from milliamps to amps, I divide by 10 to the power of 3, and that's what I do. Milliamps to amps, divide by 10 to the power of 3, give me an answer of 0.002 amps. We can do that in scientific notation as well if we want. This system works for all of these prefixes. And the trick is to remember what the standard form is. Now, apart from this annoying little centimeter, look at the numbers. 3, 6, 9. Minus 3, minus 6, minus 9. They go up in thousands. There are a series of questions here at the bottom. Ooh, but before we do that, I just want to have a quick conversation about time. 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. So if you're converting between times, how do you turn the number 1 into the number 60? Times it by 60. How do you turn the number 60 into number 1? Divided by 60. And the same for hours and minutes. So if you're requested to turn 2 minutes into seconds, look at the conversion that we know. How do I turn the number 1 into the number 60? Multiply it by 60. Doesn't matter if this number changes because the conversion is what we're looking at. Got 120 seconds. This is important, especially when we're looking at power equations. Remembering that 1 watt is equal to 1 joule in 1 second. Power is always done in seconds. The other thing to realize or to remember is if we're changing between temperatures. So this is only going to be in paper 2. Minus 273 degrees Celsius is also known as 0 Kelvin. How do I turn the number minus 273 into 0? I'm not multiplying this time, I'm adding. You add 273. How do you turn the number 0 into the number minus 273? We're taking away 273. This confuses people because there's not a multiplication in there. So if we were to ask, what is 10 degrees Celsius in Kelvin? Think to yourself, how do I turn degrees Celsius into Kelvin? I add 273. How do I turn the number minus 273 into 0? I add 273. So 10 degrees Celsius. If we add 273, is equal to 283 Kelvin. If I have 10 Kelvin, and I'm being asked to convert that into degrees Celsius, how do I turn Kelvin, 0, into degrees Celsius minus 273? I just take away 273. So we do that. 10 Kelvin is equal to, take away 273, 263 degrees Celsius. Negative. There are practice questions. I shall fit them on the screen. You can pause the video here, give it a little shot. And here are the answers. Right. Not my best work, but it'll do for Friday, and I'll make a more comprehensive one for you next week. Thank you very much.